And so he's done a lot of films and he's still doing them. And he wants to introduce the show and then we'll have the show and afterwards Vale is going to come up and talk to Mike on stage and you know, we'll see what happens. Okay.
Back in the 1970s, my brother and I, we had a film show at a university in Ohio. Where they wanted us to play our new pictures we were making, at that time in 16 millimeter. While there, another filmmaker was invited to show his movies, and that was Larry Jordan. And Larry Jordan happened to be head of the film department at the San Francisco Art Institute. And he met my brother, and he liked my brother's movies very much. And so he asked my brother if my brother would want to do a summer course at the Art Institute. So my brother did it. He enjoyed the class, and in the class was Kirk McDowell. And Kirk McDowell, he made that movie years later, Thundercrack. And he enjoyed it, became friends. And the class liked my brother, and what they did, they wrote a letter to the president of the school and the administration, telling them that they think it would be great if the school hired my brother because they found him very inspiring and they liked his movies and his attitude toward making movies. So the school hired him, and he kept doing it, and it was a contract that was just given every year to him. It wasn't a many-year contract. Every year they would renew the contract, and he would do these class pictures. Now both my brother and I, we make our movies, and we make them at home, and people we meet and friends, they act in it. But this was very interesting for us. This was an opportunity for us to make more movies, and in a kind of studio environment, sort of like a factory, which had a ready-made cast was already there. Whoever enrolled in the class, and there they were to act in it. So we didn't have to find anybody. We were using the people who were now enrolled in the class. Also, we got an opportunity to work with the studio, which had nice, more expensive equipment than my brother and I usually work with. We shot our movies with a 16 millimeter Bolex. But while doing the class, I actually learned how to make movies even more, because now we were making 16 millimeter sound movies on film. And this was an opportunity we didn't have. We had to make silent movies and then add sound in later, like a cartoon, you know, dub the sound in. But so I learned how to sync up sound with voices. I learned how to, while I was teaching film, I was learning how to make a sound picture. I asked my teacher's assistant, a nice young fellow, took me down and I learned to do the sound. The first picture then they asked me would I like to do a summer course there. So I did one, and that's the first picture we'll see, which is called Bloodsucker. And the focus of this particular picture, the focus was on lighting. How to light a movie and sort of trying to create a mood. That was sort of the theme of this particular class. Now the second picture, I An Actress, which is one my brother did. And during these sessions, there was something wrong with the camera. And they were trying to fix the camera during the class time. And so everybody was waiting around. They finally got it fixed, but there was now 10 minutes left of the class. My brother knew there was a problem going on, but while they were trying to fix the camera, so he sat down and one of the students, her ambition was to be an actress. She wanted to study acting. So my brother thought maybe the best thing, he'll write a screenplay for her while they're fixing the camera. So if it does get fixed by the time before the class ends, he's able to make something, during that class. It won't be a total waste. So, it was 10 minutes left and the camera got fixed, and so you'll see the screen test that my brother wrote for her, especially. The third picture, I'm not familiar with. It's something my brother made. I probably saw it many years ago, I don't remember it now. The last picture, I tried to take over from my brother. They asked me to continue the studio and keep it going and keep the name Kuchar on it. So, it was a heavily populated class, a lot of students. So I said, well, if a lot of students, and you don't have to put everybody in the picture, so I thought maybe the best thing to do in the movie should be to take place during a party. So it'll be a party environment. This way, that's the excuse to have many people on the screen. My teacher's assistant, this nice woman from Iran. I noticed something about her. She was very vibrant. I have a feeling she's good for the camera. So she would be the star of it. So the day before shooting, I went to the thrift store and I found a dress for her. She inspired me, I think. So I made this picture, Happy Birthday. And the budget for these pictures, the artist would cover most of it. For the films, the 16mm films, it was $500. But you can't really finish a film with $500. So my brother and I, we would put in our own money to get the picture finished. Because at the end of the semester, then it would be shown in the audience, shown to at the school auditorium, where everybody would invite their friends, and it would be a big show of the work. So the picture had to be finished. So my brother, we would put in like $800 or $1,000 to finish these pictures. But we enjoyed making movies, and you know, there's certain things that need to be done, and that was done. Well, here we go. Let's see the show.